faced England for the first time after Euro 2020, and the motivation was different, formations were different, and the two coaches, Mancini and Southgate, have different teams and different tactics to put in the field, and also to show the fans a different approachment from the last time they faced together. And the match was really beautiful. Italy lost for the first time after 1974, the first match for qualifiers. And, of course, for England to win after 6 decades in Italy was very important and was very motivating to continue forward and to show the world of football that the Three Lions have changed not only in what we see in the field, but also in the connection with each other and the way they interpret the game. So, England started with Jordan Pickford in target, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw in the defense. In front of the defense were Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. As attacking midfielders were Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham and Jack Grealish, with the only attacker Harry Kane. Meanwhile, Italy responded with Gianluigi Donnarumma in target, Giovanni Di Lorenzo in the right side of the defense, Rafael Toroi and Francesco Acerbi in the center, and Leonardo Spinazzola in the left side of the defense. They were playing with a 4-3-3 with three midfielders, Nicola Barella, Jorginho and Marco Verratti, and of course in the attack the younger Matteo Retegui with Domenico Berardi and Lorenzo Pellegrini that helped him to find those spaces in the Three Lions defense and of course to score the only goal for Italy. But how was Italy playing? Italy started to find those middle spaces with Retegui, of course with Berardi and Barella, going and attacking, these weak sides and being able to provide good passes and of course create that boost that will help the defense to create dangerous situations. We see Jorginho going in the center of the midfield and also Verratti being advanced. But I'm going to confess that I was a bit surprised that Mancini chose to play Pellegrini inside and be close with Retegui, because he never advanced Spinazzola to be as a support for Pellegrini, but he chose to stay behind or stay in the midfield with two defenders, Giovanni Di Lorenzo and Spinazzola, and of course play much more with the center and with Acerbi, who was covering two positions as a central defender but also a central midfielder all the game. And Italy were able to find these passes and to be dangerous, especially with Barella, who had the initiative and the desire, to play in these zones, and it was supported by a Verratti that was not in his best shape and in his day, to be more dangerous and of course to create chances and of course to be able to confuse England's defense. But I'll say that his performance is positive, despite that is positive, and of course Italy could have scored one more to equalize the game, but they were unable because they were tired and had some difficulty playing in this zone right here. In the second half, because England, closed the spaces, and they would not accept to concede 2 goals in the same manner after Retegui scoring the only goal and the last goal of the game for Italy. Analyzing England last night, I was able to understand that they were kind of playing with a new tiki-taka, with Grealish on the left side acting as Messi would do, as a hidden attacker, but in my opinion and in most of bookmakers' opinions, he played a poor game. We saw also Bellingham playing in the midfield with Shaw and Rice, being more advanced, and with Maguire and Stones having that freedom to play in the defense, and Saka playing outside with Walker playing more advanced, and this was England attacking and finding spaces, of course, and being able to do damage in the Italian defense, with Harry Kane moving in these areas, but especially in that area, and Bellingham finding spaces in the attack, and of course Grealish playing as a hidden attacker, but we often see him as a winger, and in this role inside he was not able to show his best values, but the good match that Bellingham played kind of covered Grealish's performance, and the victory after all makes all these things less catchable, and Grealish had a positive impact in England's game, but of course we need to see more intensity and more values, dribblings, and being able to just go in these areas and do damage and provide spaces for his friend to attack and to be more dangerous. England scored twice. One goal was with a penalty, scored twice in the first half, and the other goal was with a set piece with Declan Rice being in that position here and scoring a goal inside the zone. But the logic of the game was kind of different, seen by a third eye, and the intensity that both squads produced. So the intensity showed us that the game was pretty much equal, but England were more concrete to find the goals. Another thing that was a big plus, or a big difference, was that Harry Kane was moving on these spaces, and as soon as he gets the ball, you see that his teammates try to find Italy's weak points and attack these zones. We didn't see that in Italy's attackings, because England were much more compact and were able to defend their zones. To summarize all England's performance, we'll say that they were more compact than Italy, and they were able to find the right intensity in the right zones. So this was their advantage, and in my opinion, this was the reason that they won the game. Seeing the situations that were created in the game, Italy decided to make 5 substitutions, starting with that line of 3, Scamacca entering and Retegui was out. Of course, Lorenzo Pellegrini was out and Willy Gnonto was in. Berardi is out and Matteo Politano was in. Of course, we're going to see Sandro Tonali taking the place of Jorginho and Brian Cristante taking the place of Nicola Barella and being a typical 4-3-3. And seeing these movements by Mancini, Southgate decided to balance the game. Of course, as England was dropped a bit in the defense, and they replaced all three their attacking midfielders, starting with Saka and Grealish and of course Bellingham, and Gallagher was in, Phil Foden was in, and Reece James was also in to create that defensive line and being more compact and not concede the goal of the equalizer that of course would have changed many things and changed the outcome of the game. We'll see that also the replacement Phil Foden was substituted for Kieran Trippier, and to keep Politano in that side, and of course to keep Willy Gnonto in the right side, and to keep things a bit more balanced and to not risk the game, because the game was 2-1 in the second half and things changed faster. So this was the game, a beautiful game, the first game, the opener for Euro 2024, and we'll experience more tough games in this group because we have good squads, and for Italy it will be such an interesting match against North Macedonia, and we all are curious to see how things will go in the group. Thanks for watching.